I have a friend whose daughter was at the Short Hills Mall in Short Hills, New Jersey, and a woman approached her and gave her a card and said, "I am a modeling agent and you can be a model." And my friend's daughter came home and said, "Dad, I was at the mall and I met this woman and she said I could be a model." And my friend Glenn could not say to Rebecca, "No, you can't." So he, the modeling agent had, you go here and get your hair done and here and get your makeup and you have the pictures taken by this photographer and it's, I think Glenn shelled out ultimately about $1,200 for all of this, and Rebecca did get, I probably shouldn't mention that name. Samantha eventually did get her headshots, and that was it. And so I decided that what would happen if there's a fellow who pretends he's a legitimate photographer and he's got this nice family and they all think he's a legitimate photographer, and maybe at one point he was, and then things went downhill, but he still had to support his family, and so he has sort of this little group, and they go around to hotels in towns that have several malls, and they set up a room very much like this, and they turn it into a photo studio, and they have agents going out to the malls inviting girls in, and they stay for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days and then move on. And so that was the premise. And then what I had happen was a girl who went through that process is found murdered. And then, am I answering the question? I forget. Yes, okay. And then 2 more girls go missing. And it's really, the story is both the mystery but also the process of this photographer's daughter, who begins to investigate because he's blamed for the murder, who her father really is. And with each time the onion is peeled back and something new is revealed, she begins to doubt more and more. Maybe he could. At first it's, oh, he could never have done that. He's my father. And then it's, oh my gosh, he did that. And then he did that. And after a while it's, oh my God, maybe he could be the killer. And that's the mystery. Now, there's one ironic note, which probably has nothing to do with teaching, but I can't tell you the story. About 6 months later, I have a tennis buddy named John. And he said, Todd, we were at dinner last night in the village, and this woman came over to his daughter, Emily, and said, "You could be a model," and gave her a card. And I said, "John, that is the biggest scam. You're just going to waste all this money." And 3 months later, she was an Abercrombie model. And 6 months after that, she was in 4 episodes of The Sopranos, and she's been in 2 major movies since. So sometimes you just never know. But anyway, I hope that answered the question, because I've totally forgotten what the question was. Absolutely, absolutely, and so I really like that. I can't imagine telling a mystery from like an omniscient point of view, because you could fill in you could tell the whole entire story. So you almost need to have the most limited perspective in order to keep the story mysterious and suspenseful. Yeah, it took me a long time to figure that out. The other thing is, you writers, you young writers who want to write mysteries, have a lot of near misses and a lot of red herrings. Very important stuff, which is all like relatively new to me, because I've only been writing mysteries for 40 years. And so you'd think I would have known that years ago.